Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby, and in today's video we are doing some plant chores. So if you watched last week's video, you would know that it's the same day. I have some free time this morning. My husband's been badgering me to just have some chill out time. I think being at work is chill out time because obviously I don't have Magnus, he's in daycare, but I'm at work, so I don't actually have time to do anything for myself. And I have chosen to do plant stuff because I've got so much to do. But I had hoped to have my BioBiz soil here by now, but it's not here. So there is limited things we can do, but basically I've got two very sorry looking normal monstera, very sorry looking. We need to fix those. I actually want to pot them up together. They haven't grown in the 2 to 3 years that I've had them. Well, they've had one leaf, but I'll show you. They're in a sorry state, and they're in the front room, out of sight, out of mind at the moment, but I need to sort that out. I need to do that. And because they're potted up already, and I'm repotting them, I can just reuse the soil that they're in. So I don't need BioBiz, but I had hoped to have that so I can redo my ties that need a repot, but I can't. But yeah, there are some things I need to do, such thing as give plants of water. This is in desperate need of a water. There's a few dead leaves on it. There's a very old leaf, not from this plant on here. But yeah, there's a few things that we need to do together. So we are going to be doing that in today's video. So before we get into that, I'll give you some updates on the plant collection. This Hoya has given me, it's got a peduncle there, it's got two coming in here, so one there, and then obviously one there, which is so cool. I put a picture on the screen, but the flowers on this plant are so beautiful. It didn't smell like anything though. Normally my Hoya flowers would smell of something. So yes, we have that new update. We also have a new leaf here, which is okay. It's very similar to this one, like no fenestrations, but a bit more variegated, I'd say. It's okay. I'm still putting it down to winter growth, so I grew this one, this one, this one, that one, and obviously these, but yeah, I don't know. I'd say winter growth, but yeah, I need to bring up the Velcro higher for that, so it has a space. I've got new growth up here on this huge monstera, which was a rescue thing, but no fenestrations, which again is fine. And then over here, I have, yeah, I think I've showed you that. Nothing new there. And the same with this. I don't know why it's facing that way all of a sudden. It's a bit weird. But yeah, nothing new there either. They have just been watered, so they're looking nice and healthy. The leaves were curling in and they were really flimsy, and I was like, oh dear. It just gets so dry now, it being spring, and we still have the heating on every now and then. But yeah, it's still two healthy looking plants that aren't in focus. There we go. Yeah, and then a little update on little Noble. He's absolutely fine. And I don't know where Coolmore is. You'll see him down there somewhere. Okay, I have these plants, the two variegated monstera plants that I was talking to you about. They really are in a sorry state, and I never normally let my plants get like this, but I saw this one yellowing, and I just let it continue. Obviously it's watered and stuff. I just don't think it was getting enough light in the corner it was living in. So yeah, that is a very unfortunate situation, but the plant, it just needs some TLC basically. And the same with this one. They're both dry at the moment because I knew I was repotting them at some point this weekend, and there's no point doing watering them before. But this, they were bought as rescue plants essentially. I bought them from Leeds Market for £6 each. So I always knew they were a bit of a rescue mission. But yeah, they had loads of love and attention in my flat, and they just never really took off. So today I am potting them up together into the biggest pot, and just taking away all of the deadness of them. So we'll do that together. Yeah, we're going to do that first as a priority. So I'm actually going to try and be savvy and open this bin liner and repot in the bin liner. So we've got 2 pots here. This one's a smaller one, this one's slightly bigger. I obviously want to be using the bigger one because the plant, yeah, although they're small, the roots are big, so yeah, I just don't want to get them squashed into one pot. So the bigger is going to be preferred. I'm trying to get the string off here. This is the string that I said I found in my last video. I bought it back from Lithuania. It was like in Home Depot, and it's like a really, really nice, like normal kind of natural string, but with colour through it. It's so cool. And then we've just got some other stuff as well. Let me get my scissors. Scissors, scissors, scissors. There we go. Okay, so taking out the support. Can leave that in the bin. Do you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to propagate these 2. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut here and I'm going to propagate them because they're not the happiest plants. They haven't grown for me in the 3 years that I've said, so I am just going to prop. Put them together in a vase. Let me go get my scissors. Okay, so this is turning into propagate my monsteras with me because I don't think I'm going to get any more plant chores done. This is such a big job. I've got water here in a normal glass, normal vase, sorry, with just a drop of liquid gold leaf. And I've got my bigger scissors, which I really need to dedicate these to plant chores because, yeah, I only ever use them for plant stuff. So I've got a node here with a root, aerial root coming through, a node here with an aerial root coming through, and there will be another one somewhere. So the question is, do I want to do it all as one, propagate this as one with the 3 leaves, or more? But I think it's just one for now. I'm going to cut here. If this was a super expensive plant and hadn't had 3 years to have the chance to grow and be healthy, I would feel so bad because I already feel really bad for doing this. Woo, but I have had it for 3 years. Oh, it's 4 leaves. I'll show you guys after, but yeah, here you go. Can you see there's an aerial root coming through here, there, and I've got a node there and a node there. So yes, just pop that in there for now. It's a bit tight, but it will do for now. And then this moss pole I can just put in here for now in the pot, and this root ball will go. This really, really big root ball. The same for this one. This was the, let me show you. This is the very, very, very poorly looking one. So we'll put you back here. Okay, so now I think that you've seen what I'm doing. I'm just going to leave you like facing this way because it's a bit weird. You're just looking at the floor. But yeah, I feel really refreshed doing this. I was really, these plants were causing me a lot of stress because I have given them new soil, new really good soil, obviously they were given or sold to me really cheap as rehab plants. But you know, when you just still expect them to eventually start doing something, and after years and they're not, you're just like, ugh. And obviously they don't look the prettiest. And like this one has always been really like damaged and sad. So for me, I'm gonna cut that one off. That was always such a damaged, sad plant. God, it's really sad to do this though. I really don't. I hope people aren't hating on me, because I would hate on me for this. But you know, they just weren't ever in the best condition. So we're doing something about it. And yeah, and I will reuse the soil. There's nothing wrong with the soil. It's never had any mites or anything. This is only a 2-leaf plant. This one. This is the small one. And there's a lot more to the stem with this one. So should I try do a chunk? Nah, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna cut. Cool. I should really let them callus over. I'll take them back out of the water again. I tend not to do that with the plants that I know will be fine, but just for the sakes of not giving you guys the wrong idea. You know, I don't want someone to copy me and then have problems with the plants. You should always let them callus over. So yeah, that's what I'm left with. And I'm going to put them in water. That's quite nice together. I'm going to put them in water, and I'm going to put them above my wardrobe with my other large form normal monstera. Yeah, and I'll give you updates as we go along. Like, I always say this for people: if anyone wants an update, like if anyone's like, "Oh, how's this plant doing?" or "You did this to this plant, how's that doing?" just ask me, and I'll let you know. I've got no problems with showing if they're not doing well, if they're doing really well. Like, I don't mind. Oh, look, I found. My husband bought me these. Honestly, this is the dustiest soil. Oh. Yeah, my husband bought me these. These are from Studio Ghibli. I think they're from Spirited Away. One of my favourite films, but I watched all of the Studio Ghibli ones at the same time, so I forget. They glow in the dark. Ugh. I'm getting off. I feel like I need to cough again. I'm getting off as much soil, so I have soil to use before the 50-litre stuff comes. I was supposed to buy perlite with it, because I used, if I'm not using Grow Tropical Jungle Mix or whatever mix, I'm using BioBiz Light Mix, and I add additional perlite in. But the place I bought it from didn't have perlite. No, they didn't. No, they were out of stock of the perlite. They had the like super fancy expensive stuff, and I'm not bothered about that. So I'll either get some from Wilco's, which is just an everyday cheap shop, or B&Q, which is just a homeware store. Homeware, hardware. Cool. So I've still got loads of soil left, and I'm going to consolidate it. Bit dusty. Yuck. Yep, I'm going to consolidate it, and I'm going to use this pot for my tie. There you go, I've got a whole pot of soil now. It will keep me going. Right, it's the moment of truth. And if you can see, this is a larger version of the one on my side of the bed with that tie. So they will match, which is really, really cool. This one was just a little bit too small, and it didn't have a drainage hole in it either. So I couldn't ever repot the plant straight into it, which I want to eventually do when I have the soil. Oh, it's so heavy, that pot. Perfect. It hides it. Woohoo. I need to tie. That's funny. I need to tie the tie. I need to tie this up. So I don't know if you know, but we probably do, but when a new leaf comes through, the other leaves that are like existing kind of just find a new kind of like position shape. So this was up like this, but now the new leaves come through, it's kind of like the new growth of the new leaf has pushed it down, and it kind of touches my husband's pillow. So I need to fix that today. But yeah, let me have a look. Let me see. Oh, it looks so good. Looks so good. You probably can't see, but they're the same. And this is one of my favourite pots ever. I love this pot so much. I love like the square of it. Like, you know, it's really squared off. I know it's a round pot, but it's really squared off. I don't know what I can put in this. I'm thinking for now, I might put Lily's plant in it for now, which is literally just there. I won't show you. So Lily's plant's in it for now, but you can see this is what my tie was doing. It was just the top of the nursery pot. It just was too big to go in. And without that, it looks so good, don't you think? It looks really pretty. But yeah, this is Lily's tie. It's doing good. That's a new leaf that was really, really beautiful. It's due to have a water soon. This is also browning on the highly variegated bits. But I really do think it's expected. This was already like that. That was already like that. You can tell it's old. This has just started to happen. But yeah, I'm meeting her at the end of this month, so the end of May, and she will have her plant in her home. But yeah, I'm going to give it a water soon. It's not quite there yet. You can tell it's a little, that's a newer leaf, so it is softer. But I go by the older leaves when it's not quite there yet, but I reckon in a couple more days that will need to have a good douse of water and some feed as well. So I think it's time that this plant is watered, which is so strange because the one I just showed you, Lily's tie and my tie, aren't quite there yet. I'm not sure on this one. This one's always been a problem. But yeah, it's just weird that they're in the same room, same conditions, but this one dries out. And I don't know if it's because the door is like right here, but then there's a heater down there. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But I was looking at this yesterday. If I can show you, I will. But can you see how the bottom of the nursery pot, you see how the soil's kind of like up into the nursery pot? It's kind of like sucked up, and you can see the roots, and they are dry. It's an indication that it needs a water. So yeah, you can see that, yeah, the soil's just basically like water me now. So I will take that to the bathroom and water this one. But yeah, the others, they're not yet there yet. This one, it's really, really hard to tell. Really hard to tell. The pot is tiny as well. Shall I put... I've got some soil left and I haven't hoovered yet. So shall I go repot this? I'm going to go do that. Let's go do that. Okay, cool. Tie in your face. There we go. I don't know what the time is. I don't think I've got long left. So we're going to hurry this up. But yeah, let's have a look at these. I wanted to see these roots for ages. They potted this up when they had sent, like the day before they sent this out to me. Why did I remove the pin line? It's so stupid. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Okay, soil's gonna go everywhere. Whatever. I'm gonna have to. That's weird. Okay, there's lots of... I feel like I know why this plant isn't happy now. You see all of the white, almost mould. Oh, it's got new roots though. Cute. Yeah, it's still wet, but there's loads of like mould in it. And it's weird. That went everywhere. yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know. It's not getting enough aeration to the roots. They didn't break the root ball up at all. They've literally just put it in a bigger pot and put soil around it. Honestly, that company were just a nightmare to deal with. I think it was the owner, the customer service lady was extremely lovely, which was a shame because her boss was not great. I'm just loosening up the root ball a bit so the roots have space, but I don't want to give it too much shock and damage. I managed to catch a lot of the soil that came in this pot, this nursery pot. So let's see. It's a bit too big to hold with one hand. Just going to pour some in. I'm not going to water this now as well. I'm going to leave it because it does feel a bit damp still. Normally I'd repot something and then water straight away so the soil can just find its way to any gaps, but I don't think this plant needs that just yet because it is, like I said, on the damp side. I haven't really had Thai before this one, and I do feel like they're a completely different plant. Like they prefer different conditions, and I haven't quite sussed it out yet. So if you have any tips, please let me know. This one was a very expensive plant, and it is a bit upsetting that it's just had problem after problem. I don't think the thrips helped, but as I just mentioned, they're gone. So, well, I think they're gone. I've been checking religiously for months, and that killer mite that a friend on Instagram gave me it seemed to have done the trick, so we're good. And I'm just going to top it up with some of the stuff from the other pot. That's a bit fine, that stuff. That should be it. Literally straight into the pot it was in, but without this plastic pot, which seemed to just be holding on to the moisture too much, and the plant didn't like it, and it was growing fungus and stuff, which explains the browning. To me, it explains that. So now what I'm going to do is, as soon as the BioBisc comes, I'm going to do exactly the same with the other type, because it might be a case of they just don't like to be in nursery pots. In my experience, I think that's what's happening. Let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think that's me done for the day. This is the mess I've made. I've got lots and lots to clean up. I'm going to say thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed coming along on this blabbling journey with me, and just doing little bits of stuff I had to do here and there. And I will catch you guys next week. Bye.